Idiot. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge. We are live for Manchester United against AC Milan, the last pre-season game before the season starts a week today. Some people are turning this into this Amorim game, which, fine, fill your boots. Some people are losing their shit because Marcus Rashford might be getting the number 9 shirt. We can talk about that. But ultimately, I think the most important thing here is that it's a pre-season game of football. It's a strong Manchester United lineup, and it's a relatively weak AC Milan team. Whether it's Ruben Amorim or Pep Guardiola, that's a massive job with a huge amount of work. You can see that with their starting lineup. And where we are and what we're trying to do this season, i.e. compete in the Champions League, compete for the top 4, we should be going out there today with an eye on hitting this Premier League season running. We've got a relatively easy start, dare I say it, compared to some people, 2 newly promoted sides. And I think that, we should therefore be looking to, I think when you say score a few goals, that might be a little bit over the top. But look, I certainly think we should be building some patterns and rhythm that we've seen throughout pre-season already. Just going to the United side, by the way, I sometimes just assume that you have seen it, and let me just pause that so we can just go through it as well together. Not the team I predicted for Man United, but not far off. It's certainly a strong team. Le Mans in goal. That's not our lineup, is it? That's AC Milan. Sorry, I'm just getting mixed up on kits. Whoa. I'm a little bit confused here. Well, hold on a minute. How? Okay, it's all fucked up. Don't worry about that. Let me go to this one. Yeah, that'll get changed. Okay, so let me just use this for the moment. So that's the United starting lineup. It's a back 4. It's Le Mans, Mazraoui at right back, Luke Shaw at left back. Nothing changes there. Nothing will change there. Heaven and Maguire at centre-back. Martinez is on the bench, as is Yoro. Tielemans and Santos. Obviously, that's because of lack of game time for Mainu. Let me come back to that one in a minute. Bruno at 8. Dogo on the left. Ahmad on the right. And Cunha up front. Personally think that's probably because of minutes that Mbeumo has played. I think he's played a lot of minutes, hasn't he? So Mbeumo probably not starting through nothing other than minutes. Mainu on the bench because obviously he's only been back training a week. Same for Rashford, same for Martinez. So I think that logically is why. I mean, I feel like Dorgu's going to be the one that misses out one way or another. I think Dorgu misses out when the season starts. He's just the easiest player to leave out for Cunha or Rashford. So I think Dorgu's probably the placeholder. I might be completely wrong. Rashford might, Carrick might stick with Dorgu, but I think he might be the player that misses out. But where it gets really interesting is I did a pre-record last night because I went out. I had a pre-arranged thing, so I went out. The pre-arranged thing was with a Villa fan, and obviously we started talking about football, and he reiterated to me how disappointed he was that we'd got Tielemans. But effectively what he said is, like, Tielemans is amazing at through passes. He's amazing in the final third. But he has to have, at Villa, he had a Kamara or an Onana next to him to do all the running. And I said, well, it's interesting because at Man United, we've got Mainu, who we really rate, but he has to have a Casemiro or somebody next to him to do the running. So the question was, can we play Mainu and Tielemans together? And he said, if Mainu can't do defensive work and running, Tielemans can't. So I can't see how that works. He was saying Tielemans is brilliant, but needs a defensive player next to him to do all the running. Well, so does Mainu. So I don't know. I mean, I'm very excited about it. Casemiro can't run. Yeah, United, if you're going to come in here at the start of a stream and talk shit, we'll just block you. Casemiro had more defensive interceptions and actions than anybody in the Premier League last year. So he might not, when I say run, I don't mean like sprint and beat Usain Bolt. I mean like do the defensive work. Okay, and I assume some of you had a high IQ when it comes to football. So sorry for people who thought when I say Tielemans needs a runner next to him, I meant somebody that can do, Mo Farah, go and run, and break records or beat the Usain Bolt world record. What I meant was do all the running, tracking back, making the tackles. That's what I meant. So it's going to be very exciting because I think that with Tielemans and Mainu, can they play together? And if they can't play together, then who misses out? Is it Tielemans or Mainu, or is it Tielemans and Mainu? And I think that's going to be really interesting because my natural feeling is that Tielemans is basically in Mainu and vice versa. Not the same player, but the same role. And Santos and somebody else needs to do the defensive work. But there is part of me that thinks, and do not have a pop at me about this, I've got a funny feeling. And I don't know why. I've got a funny feeling that it will be Tielemans and Mainu next week against Hull. I think his starting midfield is Tielemans, Mainu and Bruno. And I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works, but I just have a feeling that that will be the case. Let me go back to the United lineup just very, very quickly here. We are in the away kit, the third kit, which I think is crap. Sorry. I do. I think it's rubbish. I know some people like it. It's the sort of thing you'd get from, Sports Direct for a training top. I like the blue kit. I like the away kit. I think it's really nice. Obviously, the red kit, I don't think it's the best red kit, but I think it's okay. But the away kit, I'm just looking at it now on MUTV. I don't like it. Everything's small and centralised. If you could take Snapdragon off, it would be a really nice Man United training top. But it just looks too small and central to me. Just looks a bit odd. But look, we won't wear it that often, and I'm sure they'll sell some of them, and that's the end of that. That's what they're trying to do. So that is the United lineup there. Ahmad, interestingly enough, they've got Ahmad playing on the right and got Ahmad playing on the left and Dorgu playing on the right here, which I don't think that will happen, but we'll have to wait and see. On the bench for Man United, I suppose that's quite interesting. We've got Amas, JJ, Collier, Delow, Fletcher, Heath, Lacey, Mainu, Martinez, Mbermo, not me, the goalkeeper, Rashford, Yoro, Xerxes. So Mainu, Rashford, Martinez, we should see 45 minutes for them at halftime. I think they will come on and make a difference. As for the AC Milan side, I mean, look, I don't know. Let me just get into some of your comments actually, and then we'll talk about the AC Milan side. But how much weight do you give performance, results, and vision to the start of the season? For me, 40% performance, 25% results, and 35% vision. This is beyond P. I think pre-season, you've had a good pre-season if you win your first few games. You've had a bad pre-season if you don't. So I don't think results in pre-season necessarily mean anything if you don't have a good start to the season. So I think you're right. I think you're looking at rhythm, confidence, readiness for the season. I think there's a few things. And look, I think it's been a good pre-season for Manchester United. Considering there's been a World Cup, I think the only thing missing is recruitment. I think that's where it's been a little bit disappointing. Jordan says, huge congratulations on Stick to United. A surreal moment for us. Hope it was for you too. Shout out to my son, Atta. Please, we watch all the time from Malta. Yep, shout out to you both, Jordan and Atta. Is it Atta? Yeah. And love the message. Rashford with the number 9 today, says Neon. Yeah, so Marcus Rashford was meant to be getting the number 14 shirt. We thought Sesko was going to get the number 9 shirt. Marcus Rashford is wearing the number 9 shirt today. Much the same as Rashford. There's a lot of people who don't want Rashford back. There's a lot of people who do want Rashford back. There's a lot of people who do want him to get the number 9. There's a lot of people who don't think he should get the number 9. Some people feel that he's robbed it off Sesko and he doesn't deserve it because, ultimately he wants to be in Barcelona and we wanted to sell him. I don't really give a toss. I mean, how many times do we put the predicted lineup up and we got the wrong number anyway? I mean, how many times have I played FC 26 and had the wrong shirt numbers? I just don't care. That's my opinion on it. I just don't care. Do I think Marcus and Manchester United might have had a conversation about his shirt number? Yeah, I think football's a very egotistical world, and I think wearing the number 14 shirt might be a little bit disrespectful. you might feel that, you deserve something a little bit better than that as the biggest earner at the club. So maybe Rashford has said, look, I want the number 9. And ultimately, again, I think it's a drama over nothing, as Charles said. But look, if I'm Marcus Rashford and I come back to Manchester United and I'm on 350 grand a week and I don't want to wear the number 14 shirt, I am going to knock on the door and say I want the number 9. In fact, I'm going to say I want the number 10. Now, we don't know whether that's happened, but I'm just being honest. If it was me, I'd say I want the number 10 shirt. I'm on more money than anybody else. I'm the star of this team. I'm not being an arse about it. I want the number 10 shirt. I think it's disrespectful giving me the number 14. If I'm here to play, make me happy. Give me the shirt. They can only say no, so I don't really give a shit. But Gavin says you care when it's Mason Mount. Gavin, you've gone right to number 2 on stupid comment of the chat already, behind the guy who thought I meant sprinting. Mason Mount wears the number 7 shirt. Know your Manchester United history. I don't really give a toss what shirt Marcus Rashford wears. 9, 10, 14. I don't care. The number 7 shirt is the most iconic shirt in English football. Manchester United's number 7 shirt is the most famous shirt in English football. It's one of the most famous shirts in world football. Giving that to Mason Mount, I think, was a crime to football. It's very different. If Mason Mount had been given the number 9 shirt, I wouldn't have given a shit. I really wouldn't give a shit. That number 7 shirt argument's very, very different. Very, very different. Garfield is a legend. He's gifted 5 memberships. Congratulations on your new series with Rooney. We've come a long way since the morning walks along the canal, says Sai. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. Focus on our game, not getting one up on Amorim, says Ian O'Connell. Yeah, I do want to just talk about this very quickly. Let's talk about the AC Milan side then. AC Milan, there's the team. I mean, look, whether it's Ruben Amorim in charge or I'm trying to think of Inzaghi. The manager doesn't matter to me. This is a pre-season game against AC Milan. But when I look at that team, God, I mean, Cisse, the number 70, I think they're loaning him out. He's 19. Loftus-Cheek, Ramos, Musa didn't even get in the USA squad. Jasari, I think he's like mid-20s Swiss player. I've never really heard of him. It's not a very good AC Milan side. It really, really isn't. And the bench ain't much better either. So, look, forget who the manager is. This is a mismatch, really. This should be a comfortable, confident rhythm performance from Manchester United. If people want to turn it into Ruben Amorim, I mean, Ruben Amorim wasn't the problem at Man United. I think Michael Carrick came in, he got his 3rd place. We're moving in a different direction. I mean, if we're blaming Ruben Amorim for things, we really are letting off the Glazers, in my opinion. But apparently, I saw something this morning about, I can't remember what it was. It's like, no, I was on TikTok and there was this United fan going absolutely mad about how we've got to ram it up Amorim's arse and this, that, and the other. And I was like, this is strange. This is not, even if I had a problem with Amorim, if it was a Champions League quarter-final, I still wouldn't be motivated by Amorim. I think it's a little bit odd. We need to focus on what we're doing, and I think that we've got a lot of competition for places. And all right, we have got injuries to Mount and Sesko, but we have got a lot of options and we've got a lot of competition ahead of this Premier League season, which I think is good. Daniel says, hope you're doing well and having a good day. You too, Daniel. Thank you very much. Welcome to all the new members, by the way. We've had a few coming in. It's the Battle of the Turmoil Club, says Hamid. Yeah, but I think we're in a lot better position than you. Yeah, I mean, remember last season when we weren't in Europe, some of us were saying we should play AC Milan every month so that we can earn a little bit of money because neither of us are in Europe. I mean, AC Milan, that is a very, very difficult job. And I actually wish Ruben Amorim all the best. I personally think that he got a lot wrong, but I don't think the players were good enough to play the system he wanted to play. I don't think he was given the players to play the system that he wanted to play. And I think he was right to call out Man United's lack of activity in January. I wish him all the best. Same as if Ollie gets a job. Mourinho at Real Madrid. Yeah, but look, we've got to focus on our own business. we've got a really interesting season coming up, haven't we? Bloody hell, that AC Milan team makes me sad, says Keel. Thank you very much. Marcus says, I'm a little concerned about Rashford and potentially spreading negativity amongst the younger players. He was very bitter towards the club, and I don't see that changing. I just find the whole Rashford thing really, really. I can't wait to speak to Wayne about it on Stick to United when we record it when it goes out on Tuesday, actually, because I saw a clip today of Wayne Rooney on the overlap. Basically, they were talking about Rashford and his lack of effort in training. Some of you might have seen the clip today. And he actually said on that clip, I told Rashford to leave. I've spoke to him a couple of times. I've told him to leave. So I'd be interested to see what he thinks about him coming back in the future. But Sean says, Wayne Rooney announcement, immense. It's been a pleasure watching the channel and community grow for the last 7 years. Thanks for being part of it. Mark, United had a disclaimer in the Facebook post that the numbers used are provisional, says BRT. Yeah, but I still think there is a big chance that Rashford will get a better shirt than number 14. Irish Ghost says, I hope not, since they gave Rashford number 9. Do you think they plan to use him as our main striker and keep Sesko as a super sub? That's a very that's comment of the day so far for me. I mean, could we use Rashford as a striker? I'm a little bit worried about Sesko. I'll be honest and say I haven't done any research, but I'm a little bit worried about Sesko and could he turn into a bit of an injury-prone player? I think we all agree that Benjamin Sesko should be our starting number 9. I don't know whether Carrick agrees with that actually, but I do have slight concerns about his ability to stay fit. Jordan, thank you very much. Okay, loads of new members. Let me just play this for you just while I sort my desk out. You can see Wayne Rooney himself, which is a very surreal thing, is in his, what I would describe as the most elite back garden in the world, practicing free kicks, which he doesn't know we're actually here at the moment. So I'm going to hide a little bit and see if we can see him actually take one. I've got a little goal in my garden. It's only about 4 foot by 4 foot, and I shoot from about 4 yards out, and I do manage to get it in the top corner. I'd have saved that, to be honest. You can see. Thank you. I've sorted it out now. You might just notice it's gone a little bit higher. Yeah, if you want to join the members club, you can watch that full episode when Goldbridge met Rooney on our members section. You can also go onto our Patreon page and join that if you can't get on with the members section. Take your choice. We have got weekly content going up on our members section, exclusive for our members, behind the scenes stuff. You really enjoy it. Q&As, signed Wayne Rooney shirts, all sorts of stuff on there for you. However, join the members club and do that, but Stick to United every week will be on YouTube for you to watch every week, Tuesday morning. A whole hour, Stick to United in our brand new studio. So that will be on YouTube. If you want all the extra stuff, it's on the members section and there's some cracking stuff in there. We are about 10 minutes away from the start of the game. It will be on Disney Plus as well. Not the members section stuff, but Stick to United will be on Disney Plus as well. And we've got some really exciting stuff coming up through the season as well to announce. Loads of stuff coming up. So it gets better and better. Right. 10 minutes away from the start of the game. If Rashford stays, he has to be a bench player, says Dale. See, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think if you get Marcus Rashford to stay and he's on over 300 grand a week, making him the best paid player in the club, one of the best paid players in the league, I think he's got to start. I think he has to start. If Rashford stays, Ruckus has gifted a membership. Congratulations on the Rooney podcast. Are you close to Stourbridge? Crazy wildfires in UK. Stay safe, everyone, says Kazim. Not too far away from Stourbridge, to be honest with you. My favourite YouTuber and my favourite footballer of all time combining. Can't get better than that, says Heart of United. Thanks for the lovely message. Haven't heard anyone ask this. Do you think this talk of Carrick liking Rashford is because he still has a minimum games played clause in his contract, says Dylan. I don't know. I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Can we show the Man United lineup? Yes, I'll get the stats carousel rolling around for you now. There it is. Thank you very much for that. Rank order for Mainu, Santos and Tielemans, says Arena. Well, I think Tielemans is the best player out of the three right here, right now. But I think Mainu and Santos could surpass him, considering their age. Yeah, I think they could surpass him in the future. So right now, I'd say Tielemans is the best of the three, and he's got to start. I would then probably say Mainu is the second best, and Santos is the third best. But that doesn't mean you pick Mainu and Tielemans, because I think Santos works better with Mainu or Tielemans. So it will be interesting to see how it works out. I think for me, and I don't know whether we'll get the answer today. I think the answer will probably be in training. I think for me, the big battles in this side. There's three. There's probably there could be 4 or 5, but I think there's 2 big battles in that team. Who's going to play in the midfield pivot, and who's going to play on the wing? Will it be Cunha, Rashford, or Dorgu on the wing? Will it be Mainu and Santos? Will it be Tielemans and Mainu, or will it be Tielemans and Santos? The midfield and left wing are the 2 really interesting things. And I applaud that. You know, you often get this at the start of the season. By the time it's November, people confuse this with squad depth. This is just the start of the season and everybody's fit. In November, a load of those players might be injured or crap, and we'll be going, we haven't got enough players. But we could have the same thing up front. Is it Sesko? Is it Mbeumo? Is it Rashford? He could have the same thing on the right wing. Is it Mbeumo? Is it Ahmad? And we could have the same thing at right back. Is it Mazraoui or Dalot? I personally think it will be Dalot. I think it will be Ahmad on the wing, and I think it will be Mbeumo up front. But on the left wing, I don't know. I don't know. Do you start Rashford? Do you bench Cunha? Do you know? And the midfield, I just don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's exciting. I'm a little done that one. Thank you very much. Eric has just gifted 10 memberships. You're a legend, sir. I am going to gift some memberships today as well. So I want people to be able to watch when Goldbridge met Rooney. So I will gift you some as well. Do you think there is a correlation between the positions the manager used to play and their success as a manager, says Java? No. No, I think Mourinho sort of has proven that it doesn't really matter whether you've managed or not. I think what I find intriguing about Carrick as manager is his... Oh, also, just before I go there, Nurul says, what about the centre-back duo, Mark? Yes. Yeah, I mean, the centre-back duo could be an area where there's a bit of debate on who's going to play. Personally, I don't think there will be a hell of a lot of debate. I personally think that we will see Martinez and Maguire. I don't think there'll be much of a debate there. I mean, obviously, that depends on Martinez's sharpness and fitness, but I don't think Carrick completely trusts Heaven yet. I don't think he would put Yoro in, and De Ligt's not fit. So I think it will be Martinez and Maguire to start the season. So, yeah. Please do share the video, by the way. Get involved with the United Stand. Some exciting stuff coming up. None more so than this game that is going to take place in about 5 minutes, I believe. Lovely. What have you got on your MUTV at the moment? Because I've got Michael Carrick being interviewed, but I would have thought the game would be on by now. I'm a little bit confused as to why I haven't got match footage on 5 minutes away. Let me just look at the... Yeah, everyone else has got the same. Yeah. That's all right then. I just thought they might be showing the stadium. But yeah, I've got Carrick being interviewed at the moment. Big up, Mark. I love the Wayne signing because I spent hours outside Old Trafford and he gave me an autograph. For me, I just want injuries in this game because I'm waiting for Hull when the show starts. I don't want injuries. Sorry, Ray. Nearly got Ray, the legend, a bit of shit there by saying he just wants to see some injuries. We are back now in Poland, which is great. Matt Strick, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. Marcus and Ross as well. Welcome to the Members Club. Eric's gifted 10 memberships too. Legends. Do you wish it was on ITV? Yeah, because it's just better coverage. But... no, we'll be fine. And also, what's your score prediction? I personally think it might be a drubbing. I think it might be it could be a 5-6-1, something like that. Yeah, James, I put it on slow mode on purpose. It needs to be. There's too many comments flying through. I can't read them all. It should have been on that anyway. Thank you very much. 720p on MUTV, says Lee. Sorry, I'm just going to turn this on as well. Hey, you know what? It's been really hot this week in the UK, and today was the day it was meant to cool down. It's still fucking 26 degrees. It's too hot. I've had enough of it now. I might have to take my top off, but that would mean Lewis Hall had signed and everyone would get excited. Are you excited to see Ruben Amorim again? Mate, I mean, look, it's like the people who get their knickers in a twist about the shirt number of Rashford. I don't care. All I care about is how we start the season in genuine games and what we do in the last 2 weeks of the transfer window. I don't think there's... that's basically what I'm focused on, yeah. On the market, what do you think is going to happen in the next 2 weeks? I think that... I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look, I can give you players that Man United could go and sign. It's been infuriating, if we're being completely honest, over the last sort of month. I mean, it's incredible to think that we signed Tielemans a month ago and we haven't brought anybody else in since. I mean, look, that is, as I say, it's quite infuriating. I would expect next week for things to start kicking off. Basically 2.5 weeks left in the window, isn't there? So, but I suppose one consolation I would say is that I saw Fabrizio Romano's latest video, and it's get ready on Bawadi, Rodri, Enzo Fernandez, Barcola, Gakpo, Nicholas Jackson. So there's still a lot of business that still needs to be done by a lot of clubs. So hopefully that means that we can still do some business ourselves. That's sort of the way I'm looking at it. But yeah, obviously, you want to see United doing some business. I actually saw today Man United, I can't remember who it was. Somebody was saying, I think Nicholas Jackson would be a good signing. This is where you've got to be very, very careful. Don't lose your morals. Don't lose your mind. Just because we're in the desperation area doesn't mean you have to be desperate. I don't want Nicholas Jackson anywhere near Manchester United. In fact, I'd rather keep Xerxes. He is pants. He will absolutely destroy you with his missing. Seen him for Chelsea. Obviously, we had the Bundesliga last year, and we've got the Bundesliga this year as well. At Bayern Munich, he still misses loads and loads of chances. So I do not want Nicholas Jackson. And also, Chelsea would probably want 60 million for him, which he's definitely not worth. So yeah, don't want to go anywhere near that one, if I'm being completely honest. Please do share the video, by the way. Thank you so much, everybody who is tuning in, as always. We're getting close to 20k. Players are in the tunnel. It's not going to quite kick off at 3:45. It is a friendly. It is in Poland. And clearly there is going to be a little bit of a delay here. But we are getting closer and closer to kick off, which is great. What the hell is going on there? Yeah, United playing in the third kit. Obviously, the third kit's just come out, so they're going to want to sell that, which is fine. That's business. Anyone just see that gem on the camera? It says HM. What, Modric? I've just seen Modric. What do you make of the centre midfielder we're linked to? Oh, hilarious, Jack. I mean, everybody read Jack's super chat. That would have been funny in the early days of YouTube when nobody'd ever been caught out with two words that say, when you say together, it's something rude. Yeah, you should hang that in the Louvre. Hilarious. If it was 2004. Jel says, last time I saw United at Old Trafford, we won the league. Going for the first time since then to see United versus Tottenham in October. Won't win the league, though. You never know, mate. You never know. The way the league... There's some difficult games out there for Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea in the first few weeks. And we've got some interesting games. I mean, we could be top of the league in October. I don't think we'll be top of the league in May, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're the early pace setters. You know, like when there's a long distance 10,000 meters race and they've got to run numerous laps. You know the one who sprints out at the front, and you think, oh my God, he's miles in front, but you know he's never going to win it. We could start well. We could start well. Do you think Rashford will be better this time round? I'm not sure his attitude will change. Look, I'm keeping an open mind and I'm hoping that it works out. What I would say is, very rarely works out when you go back. And I've had a lot of friends. I've never done it myself, actually. I don't think I've ever done it. I don't think I've ever done it in a relationship, but I've seen my mates do it, right? They go out with someone, a couple of years, even live together. In fact, one of them was actually married. They break up, they get a divorce, and then a few years later, oh, we're thinking about getting back together. And you go, you literally got divorced. It cost you loads of money. What do you mean you're thinking about getting together? Oh, we just started messaging each other and, we've gone for a drink and it's great. And I'm like, it's the honeymoon period. Of course it's great at the start. You've not been together for 3 years. You go out on a drink, you're wearing your best clothes, she's wearing the best makeup. And lo and behold, you go back to the flat and it's great. You know what? But I tell you what, it's not after a night out that you need to perform, that you need to assess this situation. It's on a Monday morning when you can't find your shirt and she's snoring because it's her day off. And, that's when you really find out whether you're meant to be together or not. So, look, I hope it works out with Rashford. I really do. But I don't expect... It's a bit like Man United's season. A lot of people think it might be a bad season for Man United. Hopefully it won't be. But I certainly think we'll have a good start. I can see us winning a lot of games in the first 10. It's the back half of the season where the lack of squad depth and quality, I think, will hurt us. And similarly with Rashford, if he's playing in that team that's got a good start to the season, I expect him to start well. It's when the going gets tough, we'll find out. That's where it is. It's a marathon, not a sprint, I suppose. That's what I'm trying to say. But I hope it works out. I'm keeping an open mind, but it's... that's wrong. Hold on a minute. The smile on your face. There we go. Thank you for all the super chats, by the way. I appreciate that. Let me just catch up. What do you think about... I don't watch UFC now, so I'd be rubbish at giving you anything like that. Have you asked Rooney the chocolate question? Well, if you go to our post page on YouTube, you can put forward questions to ask. And I have seen people asking about chocolate. Just join this amazing community. 5-1 United, says Paul. You're very welcome. Please do subscribe if you're new. Rashford worked under Emery, Flick, Tuchel. Positive, says Tom Street. Thank you very much. And James says, I live in the US and pay for MUTV only for pre-season games. Saw this game is only on for UK MUTV viewers. Arsenal last game was streamed free on YouTube. Money, James. It's money at United. That's what it is. Joel, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Make sure you get to watch Goldbridge Meets Rooney on our Members section. You'll really enjoy that. We're about to start here. I'm interested to see, I mean, look, not in a Man United way, but Musa for AC Milan. I think he's playing the number 80. I really liked him a few years ago at the last World Cup. Didn't even make it to this World Cup. He's got a huge job on his hands, Amorim, but that's not our job. Our job is Manchester United. Let's see how we can do. It's a strong United side, and we are up and running here now. I was going to say that camera angle would have been terrible. It was very high up, but it's still not much better. God, it isn't. This camera, I think, is in Manchester. Some people are saying MUTV is not working. I will keep you updated with what's going on. I had this problem with the very first one. Dorgu has just won a corner there. He went for a shot instead of a cross. To be fair, I don't know whether he meant it or not, but it could have gone in. It wasn't a bad idea. The camera is bloody miles away from the pitch here. It's going to be very difficult to see who these players are, but I will keep you up to date. Arshan says, we're not in the UK. Any solutions? I'm sure there are solutions out there that you can find. Yeah. Farnod, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you. So Bruno here with an early corner. Remember, we will be a threat from corners because we have got Harry Maguire. No more Casemiro, but we have got Harry Maguire. In fact, he's got Musa up against Harry Maguire. And it's a goal. There you go. Easy work. I mean, this is going to be a big part of Man United's season this season. It was a huge part of our season last season. It's so simple. It's so difficult to stop. It's Bruno to Maguire, and it works. It works. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. It will be a big part of our season again. Teams just can't do anything about it. Bruno cross, Maguire header, 1-0 after 2 minutes. Have that. Luke says UK VPN worked for me in the US. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not even a lot of power on the corner. He just drifts it up high. Free header from Maguire, 6 yards out. Keeper can't do anything about it. You could argue it's poor defending by AC Milan, but it's it's very hard to stop. Very hard to stop. We do it all the time. And that's something this season that, you know, you see the shot from Dorgu and you're almost tempted to say, oh, you should have put the cross in. But I think it's probably something Michael Carrick says. If you can get the shot on target and force a save, we get the second ball or we get a corner. And if we get the corner, we're a big threat from corners. Especially in Europe. I think, you know, I watched a lot of Champions League games last season on That's Football. Liverpool, Arsenal, even Spurs. Because the Premier League has become so set-piece driven, it's not the same in Europe. And you know, for us in the Champions League, those types of goals could be very, very important this season. So United leading 1-0. I said there'd be goals in this game. And I expect United to be very good in the game. Although it's AC Milan down the left-hand side here. Thanks everybody who's watching. We're very close to 20,000, so please do share the video and make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Do you think that means Maguire's got to start every game? I mean, I personally think, you know, it's got to be the last season of Maguire, hasn't it? I mean, I can't imagine him playing at centre-back. I mean, is he going to be 34 or 35 this year? But again, I mean, whether I would do it or not, I think if you're Michael Carrick, you're going to start Harry Maguire, because if you don't start him, you don't have the aerial threat from corners. So I think you have to start him because it's such a big part. Well, it was such a big part of why we got third place. I remember that game against Fulham. I thought Fulham were doing quite well. Was it Fulham at Old Trafford? I thought they were doing quite well against us, and we scored 2 set pieces, and it's 2-0. So I think he'll certainly start at the start of the season because we haven't got anybody else who would really challenge him. But yeah, it's such a threat. Interesting in the first 5 minutes here. I mentioned it in the preview. As we know with Amorim's side. He does like possession, and I do wonder whether Man United are just going to try and counter a little bit here, especially now we're 1-0 up. Mark, put it on pre-season friendlies. You're well behind. I don't even know what that means, Paul, but thank you for the confusing post. What a joke of a club. Subscribe to watch pre-season and it's just live commentary for this game. What a way to attract next generation of fans. I think if you're outside the UK, it might be, yeah. I've got another corner here. So again, watch Harry Maguire. I mean, they put Musa on him, who's half his size. But this is what I mean about European football. They don't seem to understand how good we are at set pieces in the Premier League now. You've got to put... And zonal marking's a thing as well. But I believe you've got to... If I'm playing against Man United and Harry Maguire's up for a corner, I'm putting my best head. I'm putting my best player on him who's good in the air. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. So United leading 1-0 here. Harry Maguire in the second minute from a Bruno Fernandes corner. Obviously, we will see the likes of Rashford and Mainu and Martinez in the second half. They only started training on Monday, so they'll obviously not be getting the full 90. A lot of people having problems watching the game. Apologies. Well, it's nothing to do with me. It's Man United again, isn't it? I will, obviously, it's a watch-along, so I'll definitely be telling you what's going on. Milan are just knocking the ball around at the back at the moment. United definitely have Ahmad on the wing. Dorgu on the left. Cunha as the striker. Bruno supporting him. Tillemans playing as the right-sided midfielder, by the way. Santos playing as the left. Is that a bit of a hint as to who... I mean, is that a bit of a hint that with Tillemans playing as the right-sided midfielder, we know that Mainu likes to play as the left. Does that mean it will be Tillemans and Mainu as the midfield too? Remember, if you're tuning in a little bit late, I was saying this in countdown to kickoff. I believe that good shot, good save. Loftus-Cheek straight at Le Mans. I think he's going to play Tielemans and Mainu against Hull. Tillemans got caught in possession there, but he was a little bit unlucky. Loftus-Cheek probably should have done a bit better, but straight at Le Mans. It's live on YouTube on Sporty TV, says Z. Salvage, thank you very much. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. What do you think's gone wrong with AC Milan? You know what? I think it's the same as Manchester United. It's poor ownership, investing in the wrong players. I mean, there's a new bomb squad. There's quite a few players that are AC Milan players that aren't here today. Just looking at their bench. Tamori is not there. It looks like he could be on the way out. Liao, obviously. I mean, it's a massive job. An absolutely massive job. And Santos just caught a little bit late there. Would you take Tamori for like 10 million as a backup centre-back, says Euro Football? I mean, there was a time when I really wanted Tamori to get into the lovely feet by Tillemans, and that'll be a yellow card. Yeah, pulled him back. I mean, what a pass by... It was Esteban who pulled him back. What a pass by Tillemans, though. Line breaker from deep. I think this is going to be something that really does suit. Unbelievable. I mean, that pass by Tillemans, by the way, let me just give me some focus on that. Weight of pass, length of pass, intricacy of pass. Mwah, absolutely brilliant. And I think if that was a competitive game, it might have even been a red. But this is obviously a friendly, by the way. But that's what you get from Tielemans, those line-breaking passes, which will be great for us with the likes of Cunha, Mbeumo, Ahmad, Sesko, Rashford. We're going to love that. We could really use Matteo Darmian about now, says Rylan. Thank you. I do think, you know what? That Tielemans on the right-hand side of the midfield really does make me think it's going to be Mainu and Tielemans. Lovely turn by Ahmad. That's what you want to see. And a bit over the top with the pass, trying to get Dorgu in behind. I mean, look, Rashford's got a great chance of doing well in a Man United shirt if we can transition quickly and get the ball in behind, because he's still fast. Ahmad off to a great start, says Little Fat Dosser. Yeah, look, I was a little bit critical of Ahmad's in the last game. A lot of people said they thought he had a good game. I didn't. But I'm a big fan of Ahmad, as you know. And I think it's a big season for him. So we can't really have, you know, Ahmad can't have another season like last year. He's got to be on it. And he was there. He tried to get in Cunha, but good interception. But he's had a good first 10 minutes here. Why is MUTV not working? I don't know. I had this before, but I've had MUTV on for an hour, so maybe they've run out of bandwidth now. I think the stupid thing about MUTV is I think sometimes they haven't got enough bandwidth for the amount of people who want to watch it, which is madness, but I've got it on, so I can keep you updated with what's happening. AC Milan have done all right since they've gone behind, by the way. United sitting in and countering, which is their right, being 1-0 up. Not so much of a high press that we saw in other pre-season games, but, you know, different ways of playing. I think that's that Cisse, number 70, isn't he? He's only 19 years old. Yeah, he's only 19 years old, the number 70. Would you like to see Amorim do well at Milan? Yeah, I don't really see any reason why I wouldn't. I think, you know, it's like Rangnick at Austria. I want him to do well. I think he spoke a lot of sense, didn't really get what he should have done. But realistically, I couldn't give a toss about what Amorim does at AC Milan. I give a toss about what Man United do for this manager that we have. And as I said, currently, I think there's a lot of work to do from the board. MUTV is only available in the UK and Ireland today, says Doc. Strange. MUTV is only being broadcast to UK and Ireland. Use a VPN for access, says David. If we press them high, they would be sweating, says Recon Guy. Thank you very much. I don't think Liao's signed for anybody yet. I mean, look, Liao was a player that many of you were saying we should look at maybe a couple of months ago. I mean, I do think that situation has now changed a lot because of good feet there. AC Milan into the box. Great save, Le Mans. Oh, what a save. I thought that was 1-1. Great save. And this is the Le Mans I want to see this season, the one we saw last season. De Gea-esque, you know, those goal-saving saves are going to be so... And look, I suppose the positive of this first 15 minutes is that we've seen two glimpses of what made us good last year. You know, the corner, Maguire, and, you know, that save in particular by Le Mans. How many times did he do that for us last year as well? Those big saves. Where you think the opposition, you expect the opposition to score, and they pull off these types of saves. So big save by Le Mans. Not seen the replay yet, but it looked like a very good save. There was something I was going to look at there. I can't remember what I was on about now. Yeah, but we're definitely playing a different style of football today, and we have seen different styles throughout pre-season. As I said, I think in a couple of games we've high pressed, high line. I think against Leeds it was a little bit counter-attacking for the first half an hour, and then we upped the possession. And I think because we've had the early goal here, we are very much soaking up the pressure a little bit. Good interception by Luke Shaw. Referee's letting the game flow, which is good. Terrible pass that, though. Luckily, it goes back, and then it'll go back to AC Milan. Yeah, we're struggling to keep the ball a little bit, Savage says. I'm trying to give you a lot more sort of match coverage than I maybe normally do, because I know a lot of people are struggling to see it. So AC Milan just currently knocking it around the back, although that's a switch of the play out to the right-hand side. I think it's Chukwueze there. He's going to be up against Luke Shaw. Good coverage by Dorgu, though. Edge of the box. And AC Milan having to work backwards now. United, everybody behind the ball. Good shape. And AC Milan are heading back to the halfway line. Imagine the scene if Milan wins this. Oh, hold on a minute. Esteban's got a bit of space on the far-hand side. Good block by Mazraoui. Rub says, imagine the scenes if Amorim wins this, runs down the touchline like Jose. I mean, I'd be embarrassed for him if he did. I'd be very embarrassed for him if he did. Defence looks good. Mazraoui's a lot better than Delo. And Luke Shaw, on the other hand, just never looks like he has pace. Another shot there by Milan over the bar, edge of the box. Is this the chance I wanted to see? Yeah. I mean, it is a bit Loftus-Cheek again, isn't it? It's a great save by Le Mans, but Loftus-Cheek probably should go bottom corner there, but it's a great save with his De Gea-esque, like I said. Oh, Luke Shaw agenda's already started. I haven't said anything about Luke Shaw. Somebody in the chat did. Arsenal pre-season on YouTube to attract worldwide audience while paid to watch shite propaganda radio commentary. Exclusive Glazers United club for UK and Ireland fans. Small club mentality, says Sarbish. Mate, don't be negative. All the Glazers care about is your money, but don't be negative. Everything's fine at Man United. In fact, everything's never looked so good. Oh, I thought the ref was going to go. Do you think Rashford could be a backup to Sesko? I mean, this was mentioned in the few minutes we were live before the game about, do we think Rashford could play as a striker? I mean, it would certainly solve... If Rashford's going to play off the wing, which I think is his best position, you've got Dorgu, Cunha and Rashford for one position. If he goes through the middle, the competition is less. Milan back in possession here. 72% possession for Milan so far. United definitely looking to counter, and we could do it here with Cunha, but good interception. Go out for a throw-in. Deep in the Milan half. If we're rumoured to sell Amas, surely implies we're looking at a left-back. Otherwise, they truly are idiots. Oh, we are. King, Callum, we will, thanks for being a member for 18 months, by the way. We will bring a left-back in. I don't think that's without doubt. It's just, as I said on the show yesterday, we will buy two players, but buying Hall and Kone is very different to buying Page, the teenager from Leicester, and the youngster from Santander. It's not just about who we buy. It's about the quality of what we buy, isn't it? We don't look sharp in possession, giving the ball away with sloppy passes. Milan possession percentage, 70% at the moment. Holness. I'm sure you've been waiting for this, Mark, but why isn't our boy Pulisic playing, says Alex. Yeah, I don't know where Pulisic is. It's another one, isn't it, for AC Milan? No Leao, no Tomori, no Pulisic, which, you know, he would be... He's recovering... from injury. Amorim has said that he believes in him. I mean, he's a good player, Pulisic, but it's the fitness, isn't it? Hardick says, why are people acting like Amorim fell out with the fans? If anything, he lost his job for asking for signings. Yeah, I think the fans were still quite... I don't know. I don't really get the Amorim thing. Mark, 3 of the world's biggest companies on our shirts as sponsors, but we have a wage cap and a transfer limit. The greed is real, says Matt Casey. Thank you very much, Matt. They're doing a Mexican wave. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. Roger Dodger says, I'm excited for the new TV show, and he's using ExpressVPN. Lil Man, welcome to the Members Club. Don't forget to check out the video I did with Wayne Rooney on the members section, if you're a member. Why do you hate the Mexican wave? I think as a purist football fan, you will know that a Mexican wave is seen as an admission that the game is shit. Noobs probably don't realise that. Le Mans has tripled his value easily. I mean, look, Tony Coton deserves a pay rise. He was the guy who said, "Let's go, let's go for Le Mans." What did we pay for him? 15 million. I agree. He's got to be worth at least 45 in 12 months. Do you think he'll make a lot of changes at half time? Well, I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think if you're Marcus Rashford, you'd love to be on the pitch playing with these players. It might be a little bit different if you're playing with the Fletcher brothers and, Amas and everyone else. Not that they're bad players, it's just you probably aren't going to get the chances. Side cross there from Milan. Cisse went for the shot. Only 19. He's only 19 years old. Strange that no one wants Leao, says Alex. I certainly think he's tried to put himself in the shop window, Leao. I mean, he was talking about us early summer. He has been frozen out. Apparently he's a negative influence. But, look, I don't know that Leao would have been a good fit for Manchester United, but I do think he's definitely not something we have to think about with Rashford staying. Gaz James and Roger the Dodger, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Don't forget to check out the video with Rooney when you get a chance. I mean, Le Mans has probably been our busiest player since the goal. I mean, set-piece goal and not a lot else so far, but we are winning. Can't keep possession, says Lydia. I think Santos has been a bit quiet in this game, hasn't he? I don't know whether it's probably the Tillemans thing, isn't it? We've not really got him on the ball that much. He's still playing deep. I mean, he wants the ball here from Luke Shaw, but I don't know. Maybe the dynamic in the team has changed a little bit. You know, there's a lot of people in that team who want the ball. Tillemans wants the ball. Bruno wants the ball. Cunha wants the ball. So maybe in other games, Santos was the option a lot more. That's a lovely ball there. Oh, Bruno. Ball over the top. Did well there, Bruno, really. I would never say Bruno is the quickest player in the world, but he makes the long run there. I think it's a ball by Luke Shaw. He gets ahead of the defender. It's a decent touch, and he gets the shot off. Good run there by Bruno. Good ball by Luke Shaw. James says, if you focus on the stats, it looks like we're completely off it. Well, drinks break here. Before I say anything, it is very hot in Europe at the moment. 31 degrees in Poland, so drinks break there. I don't like the drinks break. I've got to be very, very clear. I do not like the drinks break at all. I think it's a bit... But if it's hot, isn't it, you know? I'm just looking at the goal there. Complete and utter mismatch between Musa and Maguire there. I mean, that's just poor. From the set piece coach. Do you think Le Mans is the top 3 goalkeeper in the league, says Studders? I mean, I would say so, but I think some people would disagree with us on that. But you know what? I don't think those things. I mean, okay, I've spent a few seconds talking about it, but I don't think those sort of things are really the things I want. I suppose for me, I want Man United as a team to compete and improve. Individuals, it's great that Bruno won the most assists, but realistically, I'd rather he didn't, and we'd won the league, of course. So I think Le Mans, obviously you want to have the best players in each position playing for your club, and I think his trajectory is very, very good, but I'd rather he wasn't busy at all. I'd rather we were creating chances at the other end, and not that it matters in a pre-season game, but yeah, I do think Le Mans has got the potential. I mean, that's why I wasn't worried by that World Cup mistake at all. Everybody makes mistakes. What he's done in a Manchester United shirt has been fantastic so far this season. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do share the video. Got nearly 25,000 watching this Saturday afternoon. Lovely big, what do they call it, banner for Baresi there. But we're back playing now. JJ says, I still think Rashford could leave, to be honest. I mean, it's possible. I think United would love to see him go because they'd get rid of the wage. I don't want Man United to get rid of Rashford just so they can save the wage, by the way. If Rashford's going to go, I would want to see somebody coming in that was decent. So I think he will stay. I think it would only be a financial reason now. Great video with Rooney Mark. It could have done with Pineapple Man though, says Ian Tracy. Plenty more of those to come. Plenty more of those to come. And we've got another bonus video coming up next week as well. But don't forget, on YouTube, Stick to United starts on Tuesday. Akrama, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Are you looking forward to the season with some of the World Cup rules they brought in? Was hoping the WWE rules around the corner time would be changed as one and only. We'll have to wait and see whether they actually follow the World Cup lead. I don't know whether they are. I mean, I want to see United's. Sorry, I want to see the Premier League flowing like the Bundesliga in the World Cup did. Quick free kicks, quick throw-ins, quick corners, quick substitutions. If someone goes down injury, get on with it. What was the other one? I also want to see corners. If people are shoving and blocking, foul. So I'm hopeful. People hate on Amorim, but if it wasn't for him, we probably would still have Garnacho, Sancho and Arna Anthony and probably struggle more this season, says Mr. Jack J. Goal kick. Good tackle. Santos. Or is he given a penalty? Or is he given a corner? Or is he given a free kick? Well, it can't be a penalty because it wasn't in the box. Career mode with Rooney, says Ray. We'll have to have a game. Yeah, he's given a free kick. He's given a free kick. Sorry, I thought he'd given a corner. Then I thought he'd given a goal kick. Then I thought he'd given a penalty. It's a free kick on the edge of the box to AC Milan. Santos a little bit late in the tackle. They laid it off. Strange free kick that by AC Milan. Goal kick. Yeah, I'll ask Wayne if he'll do a bit of FC 27. Struggling with me back today. Ooh. Do you think Santos is a bit shit? Mate, apparently he's a bargain at £48 million because he's played well in pre-season. Look, ultimately, let's see what he can do when the season starts. I think he's been kept quite quiet in this first half an hour because they've basically attached a player to him. If you look at that, he can't go anywhere. They're sticking to him like glue. So I don't think you'll get many teams man marking Santos, but AC Milan have certainly done that, which is why we're not seeing him get on the ball as much. It's probably why our possession stats are so bad, because we just can't get the ball into Santos. Daniel Fox, welcome to Members Club. I asked you an off-topic Grand Prairie. Dexy's come on Eileen. Hugh, thank you very much. Do you see any style of play? I've seen nothing, says Pure. Not today. I think across pre-season we've seen at times a high press, at times some really intricate passing. I think today it's been a bit like last season. Score a goal from a set piece, sit back and look to counter. But it's pre-season. How would you currently describe Rashford, says David? I've not seen him play yet. Good tackle. Good tackle there. And he's made a good... It's almost Van der Ven like there. Le Mans will get on the end of that. I'm trying to figure out who it was. Pavlovic for AC Milan there. Almost Van der Ven. Good tackle and a good run forward. Alex says, if we win the Champions League, are you going to get oiled? I think we'd all get oiled if we won the Champions League. Yabi says, Amorim had balls. Respect, man, respect. Yeah, I mean, yeah, look, you can go over the top with your analysis of pre-season, and you can run away with yourselves. I mean, I think Hull and Ipswich is a very easy start to the season, but honestly, next week at Hull, it will be buzzing. It will be like a cup final. We will have to be completely on it, and I hope we can score an early goal against them to just sort of silence them down. But tactically, the way AC, and I'm not making this about Amorim. I'm not interested in the Amorim thing, but what I am saying is the way they've set up has made it very, very difficult for us to get on the ball. And if you look at what they're doing, there is always somebody on Santos, and there is always somebody not too far away from Tielemans. So we're having to go long, and which is strange because we normally do like to go long, but it's not really worked out for us in a possession sense so far. And look, we are winning, but our possession's been pretty poor. And I think the big problem is we just can't get Santos on the ball. And he's been very good in pre-season at dictating our play. I mean, I think Santos in most pre-season games has been our best player. And he's just being kept out of the game so far. What do you think of the Mourinho documentary? Really enjoyed it. Ahmad. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best documentary I've ever seen, but I did enjoy it. Milan on the attack again. He looks all right, that Cisse. 19. They're talking about loaning him out. I think he's actually Italian as well. Dorgu's been invisible, says Nicola. Well, so's Cunha. We've not got Cunha in the game. Ahmad started well in the first 10 minutes. We've not seen him since. Sloppy out from the back there. Bruno's having to come deep. Yeah, we just seem a little bit off it. But maybe this is... I'm surprised nobody's mentioned it in the chat. We saw this a lot last season. We were very good at playing 1 game a week. But as soon as there was 2 games a week, it's 1-1. Deserved. Good play. I don't know what we're doing at the back here. I mean, I'm loath to start moaning in a pre-season game. But they do deserve the goal. They have played the better football. Apart from a set piece, they've played better than us. And Le Mans has been our man of the match. So you can't argue with it. Since the goal, we've been very, very poor. And ends up with a tap-in for an open goal here. But Bruno didn't fancy the tackle there. Santos and Maguire take each other out. And Ramos just plays a nice little ball in behind Luke Shaw. I mean, it just took us apart, didn't they? Le Mans can't do anything about that. He's got to rush out to the keeper and... yeah, good play, really. Pressured us high up the pitch. Won the ball back. I mean, it's what we were doing in a couple of games ago, to be fair. 1-1. And probably deserved, I would say, from Milan. And it could get worse. Although it won't. Mark, been a member for almost 4 years. I just want to say well done for what you've achieved. I've been a member. Hats off to you, Mark. Well, Jay, thank you for being a member for so long. Obviously, you'll know as well as I do that the Members Club hasn't really offered up a hell of a lot other than a badge and the occasional live show. We are now about to up that game massively. As you can see on our members section, you can see Goldbridge against Rooney. Sorry, shot there by Bruno. Goldbridge meets Rooney, half-an-hour episode. And you're probably going to get... well, you're going to get a lot of extra stuff on the members section from now. So check it out. Plus, Stick to United will be on YouTube for everybody to watch every Tuesday. Bonus content on the members section. Click and join, or you can go on Patreon as well. Well, at least Man United have actually responded here. Bruno with a shot from the edge of the box. Sometimes it takes conceding to up your game a little bit, doesn't it? And we certainly seem to have upped it a little bit since conceding. Z says, why do people call 2 midfielders and 1 attacking midfielder a 3-man midfield, but call Amorim's system a 2-man midfield when it has 2 midfielders and 2 attacking midfielders, says Z. I don't know. It's always bothered me. Andreas says, every time we bring back a player, our season starts strong and derail faster, followed by a manager sacking. The common denominator, nostalgia, says Andreas. Julian says, we can't even retain possession or press high against AC Milan reserves. Maguire tackling his own teammates. Ollie Ball is well and truly back. Look, I think for every positive, there's a concern, isn't there? You know, Harry Maguire's very good from set pieces, but he's also slow. So what he gives you on corners, you also have to realise that occasionally we'll get caught out for pace. And that's why this season, I think, is so unpredictable. Because, the good... oh, what a block. I think he's given a penalty. He's given a penalty. He's given a penalty. I don't know what happened there, but it's a bit lucky. I mean, it's only a pre-season game, so we don't want to get too dramatic. It looks to me like... yeah, Pavlovic out from the back. Yeah, it looks like it's a penalty to me. De Winter sort of catches Tillemans outside the box. They won't have VAR, will they? Slightly soft, but there's a bit of a shirt pull there. So, yeah, penalty given. A little bit lucky from Man United. Milan fucking up at the back, and then Tielemans pounced very, very quickly. And Bruno with the chance to make it 2-1. Where are you watching, says DJ. Here with you. And I'm watching it on MUTV. Penalty to Manchester United. Sorry. I thought Tielemans would have solved the clue for you, but I realised some of you aren't watching. So Bruno Fernandes about to take the penalty here. 41st minute. United haven't been very good. And he's missed it. He's bloody missed it. I was about to say Man United haven't been very good, but they lead 2-1. And Bruno's missed the penalty. Second time in a few days. He missed his penalty against Leeds, of course. Hopefully he's getting rid of all of those before the real football starts. But I'd have to see a replay of that because it looked to me like he took it quite well. Someone said it was never a penalty, it was outside the box. Yeah, but we haven't got any VAR, have we? So let's have a look. Nah, it's a little bit central, isn't it? It's not right in the corner. Yeah, not the best penalty, to be fair. Hi, Mark and everyone. I'm a new member, says Gary. Welcome to the Members Club, Gary. Ball doesn't lie, says CP Zad. My MUTV doesn't work, says DJ. Well, I am working my best to tell you what's going on. Normally, I get involved in the chat a little bit more. Seeing United players slip a lot, is it grass or shoes, says Rush. And we need to move Shaw and Maguire out of the starting lineup. It's impacting our tempo absolutely necessarily. They lack pace and positional sense, says Sahaj. Thank you very much, pal. I think Mazraoui's been okay, you know. I'm trying to find the positives. Le Mans, yeah. Luke Shaw, way too slow there. Shaw looked like he was running through porridge there. He had a massive head start to deal with that ball, and AC Milan were on him. We should see Rashford and Mainu at half-time. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Rashford, definitely. But Milan, I mean, they've not had a very good pre-season, Milan, have they? But they've looked a lot more intense than us. And we really haven't exploited the... we haven't really exploited the space that they're going to leave, because AC Milan have tried to push us high up the pitch. And we really haven't exploited the space that's there because we can't keep possession. Sorry, think you missed my member chat, says Rivero. Well, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. Definitely real Wayne Rooney, says Mark can't volley. Yeah, well, I can. And I'll be proving it. And corner to AC Milan here, 43rd minute. Please do share the video, by the way. We've got nearly 30,000 watching. Corner AC Milan. I can't see the ball. Oh, it's okay. I can now. Where the ball went there. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. I think I've caught up. Bruno is a horrendous penalty taker, says True Gent. And that's a goal kick. Amorim ball looking good. It's pre-season, though, PR. It's been a bit off by Man United, but it is pre-season. Oh, God, yes. Get that back moving. Ooh. David Melville, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you. I'm going to go and get my water at half-time, actually, so I might have to play that little Rooney clip again. Chelsea beat them 3-0. Oh, it's poor passing out from the back again. They're in again here, Milan. Goal kick. Can't break them down with the space in behind because we don't have Sesko up front to hold it up and let everyone move up the pitch. We need him back, says Arjen. Look, Milan have been the better side. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't get to finish what I was going to say, actually. I wanted to pose this question to you. Remember last season, 1 game a week, we were doing okay. And whenever we played like Monday, Saturday, or had a midweek game, we struggled. And I'm just thinking, I mean, it shouldn't be the case, but is there something to be said that we played on Wednesday, so we're lacking intensity? We did see it a little bit last season. Are we struggling again with 2 games in a week, which we're going to have to get used to? We're going to have to get used to playing twice a week, because we are going to do at least 12 weeks of midweek weekend. 8 Champions League, well, probably 10 Champions League games minimum, and you'd probably say a couple of cup games midweek as well. So we're going to have 12 weeks at least where we've got a weekend game and a midweek game. So we've got to get used to playing with intensity twice a week, because this is what happens when you don't play with intensity. You get smothered. And we just don't look at it today at all. And we did play, obviously, against we did play midweek, didn't we? I think it's half time. I think the referee's just blown the whistle because Cunha's down. Let me just double check. I think that's the case. Yes, half time it is. There. We'll get your thoughts in. What are your thoughts on that half? I just put a tweet out. I said, I have to say Milan have been way better than us this half. High press, better movement of the ball, more chances. We might be feeling it because we played on Wednesday. What are your thoughts on that half of football? Let me know your thoughts. And I'll quickly just whiz through the stats. Not massively a stats person, me, but I think these stats that we use actually are quite good because they're more broad stroke. So at half time, Milan have had 67% possession and we've had 33. They've had 6 shots to our 5. We've both had 4 on target. Both goalkeepers have made 3 saves. Obviously, one of those was a penalty save for their goalkeeper. Both committed 7 fouls. We've had 2 corners. They've had 1. Pass accuracy, 93% for Milan, 80% for Manchester United. I think that is probably the most telling stat of the game. The possession, nearly 70% for Milan, nearly 30% for Man United. The pass accuracy, nearly 93% for Milan, nearly 80% for us. So that's where it's gone wrong, our ability on the ball. And there are those stats. Let me just pause that on the screen for you so you can have a peruse of that whilst I delve into some other bits. I think, look, I love football. We all love football. People are saying maybe we should change formation. I think sometimes you watch a game of football pre-season. Look, it's pre-season. I'm not that bothered, but you can still learn. If I was Hull City and I was looking at Man United, I don't know that that's going to be United's team. But I'm like, if they score from a corner in the first few minutes, look at what AC Milan have done. They've got back in the game, they've got the ball, and they're back 1-1. How have they done it? So what AC Milan have done really, really well is nullified Santos. They've basically stuck to Santos like glue. And you can see it. Every time we've got the ball, it's normally Musa, but they just stick to Santos. So what's worked well for Man United in pre-season is, oh, Santos, bargain, what a signing, he's he breaks the lines. They've basically destroyed Santos. I'd love to know how many passes he's played because he's just not in the game. And that's not necessarily that doesn't mean Santos is shit. He's just being man-marked. So we've not figured that out. Now, what will happen at half-time is we'll get a load of substitutions and the game will change. If that was a competitive game, I'd be interested to see what Michael Carrick would do at half-time. Because what he's going to do at half-time is give Manu a game, Rashford a game, it's pre-season. But if that was a proper competitive game, he would have to do something in that situation. Now, someone in the chat says this is where you need Kone. I think this is the sort of game where you do need two Santos. You need two people that can swap and drop in to get the ball, because there's always a solution. Milan haven't come up with a style of football that's going to destroy Man United, just Mark Santos. You've got to find other ways of doing it. Now, for me, there are numerous ways. You can go long and try and hold the ball up, which we can't do because we don't have Sesko, as somebody said. So we can't go long and bypass Santos. We can go down the flanks, but to be honest, the passing's been pitiful from Heaven, Shaw, Maguire. I think Mazraoui's done okay. So we've just really been very, very predictable, and it's been too easy for AC Milan to pin us in our own half. And I'm slightly surprised that we haven't been able to exploit the counter, because we're normally good at that. But look, we're not losing the game, but I think that there's probably a lot for Carrick to look at over the week, really. And also, I would also say, is Cunha match fit? Is Bruno match fit? No, they're not. They've only been back in pre-season for a week or two. So some of our players will be and some of them won't be. But look, Milan have been better than us in that half. There's no doubt about it. Hyen says, finally I can watch Mark get cooked by Rooney. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but ball possession at home, 33% is shit. Yeah, we're not playing at home, Michael. That's not Old Trafford. It's Poland. But United under Amorim had an average of 78 passing accuracy. Milan is 97 so far. United don't have the quality needed for Amorim's system, says Marlowe. Look, I think... I don't care whether the manager's Ruben Amorim, Pep Guardiola or Michael Carrick. I'd be stunned if Man United, with the squad we've got, ever play fast-flowing, intricate, technical football. Because I think you're right. I think they couldn't play Rangnick ball, they couldn't play Ten Hag ball, and they couldn't play Amorim ball. So if they're going to play Carrick ball, he's going to need a lot more players. Rangnick said open heart surgery. We've never done that. What these players are good at is defending and counter-attacking. And we've got one of the best players in the world for that. And his name's Bruno Fernandes. And there was a brilliant pass by Tielemans early in the game through to Ahmad, who is also very good at that. I would like to think that we're going to play high press, high possession football. And I do think Michael Carrick would like to do it. But I think he will realise quite quickly what Rangnick realised, and maybe even Amorim realised, is that you can't do that with these players. They're just not technically that type of player. So I think we will end up resorting back to counter-attacking football, because it's actually what suits these players. United fans rather fight with an ex-manager who's moved on instead of challenging the board and ownership and demanding more. Idiots, says Sahil. Our season starts in a week. To me, this is worrying, says Chilling with Robert. Carrick knows better than to demand signings we obviously need. He saw them, can Amorim for it, says Mr. Polford. We were a lot fitter under Amorim, so I'm not surprised our intensity isn't matching Milan's. Pre-season excuse aside, this does look a bit worrying, says Sam. Morning from San Francisco, Mark. If we think letting other teams dominate possession against this season, we are fucked, says David. And how Tielemans been so far? Cheers from South Africa, says Mika. I mean, look, Tielemans won the penalty. He played a brilliant pass into Ahmad. Obviously, he is still getting his fitness up as well. But the midfield has suffered because it's been suffocated. Passing out from the back hasn't been very good. BJ says, now people want Carrick out. Back the manager, for God's sake. I don't think anyone wants Carrick out. Surely not. Marlowe says, is it not a bit concerning that we've been playing great football with high ball possession and pressing all pre-season, but with Bruno back, we're counter-attacking again? Ooh, you know what, Marlowe? I'd never thought of it like that. Yeah, I mean, is it Bruno related? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because we played on Wednesday. Don't care if it's pre-season, last game before the league starts, want to get one over Amorim and we're getting outplayed by their reserves. We're crap. Why do people keep saying it's Milan's reserves? I don't think it's their reserves. I just don't think it's a very good Milan side. Bruno penalty miss worries me since Fulham, says Rudd. Just wanted to congratulate you about Waza, says JW. Haven't been a member for a while. It's me, Nelson. Bruno needs to go back to his 2023 penalty kick form. Shane says, thank you for the watch-alongs. I'm listening while working on overtime shift. Congratulations on signing Rooney. I can't wait for the podcast. Thank you, Shane. Shout out to my work wife, Marie, says True Gent. Chelsea beat a bunch of reserves 3-0, says Freestyle. And King Boomer says, I just want to thank you for helping me get more interested in football after one of my followers asked me to react to one of your Rage compilations. Since then, I've been endlessly recruited by Man United fans. Cheers. Well, welcome, King Boomer. Love that. And check out King Boomer's content. It's absolutely brilliant, by the way. I watched that video. And hopefully we'll provide you with some more to react to over the season as well. Hopefully good stuff as well. You know, I'd like to be, instead of moaning with an analogy about why we're so shit, I'd like to be ripping my top off and flexing my abs saying, have that. He doesn't take enough run-up for penalties, says Stephen, in relation to Bruno. And San says, yes, we can hurt good teams in Europe in attack, but those who don't fear one defender from our team, we aren't taking that. We need a proper centre-back, says San. Can't break them down with the space in behind because we don't have Sesko, says Arjen. I think that was a very good comment that we'd read before. Gaza, welcome to Members Club. Could not watch the first half. How have we played, says Andre. Why was everyone in panic? UK, this one, thank you very much for joining the Members Club, and Guardsman as well. Ahmad needs a spell on the bench. Poor pre-season. It's weird with Ahmad, because I thought Ahmad had a good first 10 minutes and then disappeared, but so did Dorgu, so did Cunha. You do disappear as an attacker if you're not getting the ball, and I think that's what's happened, so I wouldn't be too harsh on that. Thoughts on the first half? Look, I don't know why people are in meltdown. Pre-season, if you win 5-0, it doesn't matter. And pre-season, if you 1-1 with Milan and you're not had high possession, does it really matter? I think that what really matters is what happens in the Premier League next week. But look, summary of the half. Milan have been more intense. They've been better on the ball and they've created the better chances. United have just been a bit lethargic, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, that would be my assessment. Sad the news wasn't a Manscaped tutorial live stream. Milan are missing Maignan, Rabiot, Modric, Pulisic and Gilla, says Bruno. Okay. Has Maignan not left yet then? I would have thought he would leave. Lucas says, I just wanted to say congratulations on the new podcast. I've been watching since 2020 and it's been wild watching you grow the channel and contribute to United. Well, I'm just going to go and grab my water, so I'll be 30 seconds. But in relation to contribution and new stuff, remember, this is what we've got coming. And you can watch the full video of what I'm about to show you if you're a member on our members section. And then Stick to United starts on Tuesday. This is who I'm going to be doing it with. You can see Wayne Rooney himself, which is a very surreal thing, is in his what I would describe as the most elite back garden in the world, practicing free kicks, which he doesn't know we're actually here at the moment. So I'm going to hide a little bit and see if we can see him actually take one. I've got a little goal in my garden. It's only about 4 foot by 4 foot, and I shoot from about 4 yards out, and I do manage to get it in the top corner. I'd have saved that, to be honest. You can see. There you go. Remember, join the Members Club. You can watch that full half-an-hour episode, bonus content on the Members section. We're also on Patreon as well. Goldbridge meets Wayne Rooney, goes to his house, has a chat with him, and then we drive together to the new studio, which you will see in all its glory on Tuesday. That's going to be on YouTube every morning at 8 o'clock. Stick to United every morning on a Tuesday. Free to watch on YouTube. Loads of extras for our members, though, including that Goldbridge meets Rooney one. So if you're a member, check it out. If you're not, join the Members Club, get involved. We've got loads of stuff coming up on there. Members Q&A with Rooney, signed shirts by Rooney, some fantastic stuff that we recorded to go up as well. So yeah, check it out. Thank you very much. United says you need to push back harder on Rooney, bring up our transfer budget in and out of the Champions League, and also our non-spend. Mate, it's look. That's a promo clip for Stick to United where we're in the car. I asked Rooney a question, and as soon as he'd finished, we cut the clip. You'll see what I'm going to say on Tuesday about backing Carrick, the money, and everything like that. And we'll see what Wayne's got to say about that. So, look, it will be good. There'll be debates. That's what we're going to have. I'm looking forward to it. Been here since the Skype call, says Conway. Just want to say huge congratulations to all involved in the news this week. Buzzing, big season ahead, pal. Well, look, let's hope for all the things we're doing on the United stand as a community and growing. Let's hope that United on the pitch can have a good season as well. That's surely what we all want to see. Now, how many subs are we going to see at half time? I think Amorim looks well. Looks like he's, well, he's wearing a black shirt. Maybe that's why. But he looks well. I mean, he's got 15 million quid in the bank, hasn't he? So, you know, that probably does help, to be fair. But he... we're about to see some substitutions here. I'd be interested to see how many changes they make as well. Please do share the video, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Loads going on the United stand. As I said, Stick to United starts on Tuesday, but we're live every morning at 10 o'clock, every evening at 8 o'clock. So get involved. You're very, very welcome. Just desperately searching around here. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you worried? Are you worried by Man United today? I'm not worried. I don't overreact to things like this. You could lose every pre-season game and then win your first 5 Premier League games. You could win every bloody pre-season game and lose your first 3 Premier League games. You get no points for pre-season. And ultimately, look, I have seen a bit of you. Sorry, a bit of you. I've seen a lot of you. I've seen a few of you saying nothing's changed, low possession, set piece reliance, moments FC. That first half, if you didn't see it, was very reminiscent of last season. Less than 50% possession, scoring from set pieces, relying on moments. Yes, absolutely, you're right. Very, very similar to last season. But we finished third. You know, that style of play can still serve a purpose. Do I want to see it every week? No. In other pre-season games, we've pressed high up the pitch. We've moved the ball around well. So it's not like we've played like this every game in pre-season. So maybe we will play like last year and park the bus and rely on set pieces. And if that happens, then I think there will be some conversations to be had. Maybe we'll do it occasionally, in which case that's tactical flexibility. Maybe we won't do it again and we'll play high intensity. But I think what you've also got to consider is, and I think this is the mic drop for me, is that this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the lack of backing for the manager. If you don't back this manager and you don't give him a squad, he will be forced to play low possession counter-attacking football to preserve the legs and fitness of his players. If you give him a squad where he can rotate, he will be able to play more intense football and press higher up the pitch. So there is a direct correlation between a pathetic transfer window and a crap style of football. Because there is no way with the squad that we've got, we're going to play Wednesday, Saturday or Tuesday, Sunday at high intensity with the squad that we've got. And this is why some of us have been talking about a pathetic transfer window, because Casemiro out and Tielemans and Santos in doesn't give us the squad depth, and it also doesn't give us a high chance of playing high intensity football. And, you know, whose fault's that? Whose fault is that? So this is why it's very important that we bring more players in the final 2 weeks. Anyway, we're up and running here. I don't believe we've seen any substitutions from either team here, which is quite a good sign, actually, because it gives Carrick a little bit of time to send the same set of players out and see if they can actually do anything. Aiden Heaven always likes a tackle, doesn't he? He was in there then. He don't care if it's pre-season. He's a physical lad. He got the ball and the player there, to be fair. Jimbo's just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Jimbo. That was a very, very, very good cartoon back in my day. Jimbo, Super Ted, and Banana Man. That was Get Home From School classic. Used to love that. Jimbo. Basically a plane that could talk. Do you think if we lose to Hull, somehow they would actually do something in the market, says Charlie? I mean, mate, losing to Hull isn't what's got to help us out in the market. We need help in the market anyway. Perth Glory forever. Thanks very much for joining the members club. Delo always looks better than Mazraoui. I think Mazraoui's actually done okay. Cross by Bruno. Back post. Dorgu. Oh, I thought it had gone in. Lovely cross by Bruno to the back post. Dorgu fires it back in. It might have hit an AC Milan player, but the keeper did well. Their keeper's done all right, really. Jimbo and the Jet Set. That's what it was. Perth Glory forever. Thank you. Welcome to the members club. I would have used the clip where Rain was asked how he would feel about Mark if he was a current pro. Love the banter, says Perk. Yeah, it was good. Are you a celebrity? No. Parker, no. Hi, Mark. Hope you're doing well. I just found out you're an ex-detective. Could you get some people to investigate the Glazers, says Sadiq? Many years ago, yes. Yeah, that would have been a yellow card in a proper game there. Oh, we got it. No, he did get a yellow card, Dog. I was going to say, I didn't think he would get a yellow card for that in a friendly, but he has been booked there. Congratulations, Mark. Hard work pays off. Exciting time, says Lewis. Thank you, sir. Five T says we can't keep possession when our best player's on the pitch. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I personally agree that we're not playing high press football and we're playing low possession football because Bruno's back. But Portuguese fans might disagree. They could not understand how you've got Vitinha and Neves and you can't play football. And some of them did blame it on Bruno. So, I mean, look, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But I personally don't think Bruno's the barrier to playing high press, high possession football. Somebody did say it in the chat though. You're looking forward to the start of the season? Yeah. I mean, look, I'm massively looking forward to. I really like the Champions League new format, and it's our first time in it, so I'm looking forward to that. You know, Premier League football. No, the fact that there's not an international break till the end of September as well, so we get a good run of five. I think it's 5 Premier League games and a Champions League game before the start of before we have an international break. I think that's good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, you know, looking forward to something. It might not be as enjoyable if we're not very good, but I'm hopeful. We don't need to win to make money now. We don't need global fan base to make money. Smaller the fan base, easier to suck club dry without backlash and sell club assets for Glazers' personal gains, says Sarvish. Dorian says, I think Carrick's got you playing a lower block because with Amorim, we historically were crap against a low block. Yeah, but I don't know, in a pre-season game, why would you do that? Why in a pre-season game would you try and stop AC Milan? I mean, we're better than them. On paper, we've got better players. I'd play my style. I think he might be doing it because we're tired from Dublin. I don't know. Maybe we've had a... Maybe... And look, one thing we don't know... Welcome to the Members Club, Sean McLean. One thing we don't know is how hard we worked the players in Dublin this week as well. Carrick might know that beyond the game... We had some... Oh, a goal! We had some harsh... Sorry, let me just see the goal first. I was going to say, maybe we've had a hard week in Dublin. Maybe the lads have put a lot of work in Dublin. So maybe that's why we're playing a little bit... or we're playing a little bit standoffish. But we've just scored. I didn't see it because of a replay. And another mistake at the back. I mean, it's a gift. It's an absolute gift. Yeah, you can see why the cameraman missed it. I mean, bloody hell. I'd expect to score that myself. Dorgu gets past the ball on the 6-yard box with all the time in the world. There's no great build-up play by Man United. It's literally a shocking pass across the back four. I think it's Pavlovic to Dorgu, who is 6 yards out and makes it 2-1 to Manchester United. We'll take that. We'll take that. So United leading 2-1 again. And this is the thing about Man United. And we learnt this last season under Carrick. Maybe the performance... Well, we did. What was the thing I used to say? What was the 3 letters I used to say? Answers on a postcard. Every game, competitive game, last season, I used to say there's 3 things we need to look at. And PRV. Performance, result, vision. A lot of the time, under Carrick, the performance wasn't great, the result was, and the vision was uncertain. Now, has the performance been great today? No. Has the result been good? Yes. Vision's irrelevant in pre-season. So you've always got that. And I think that we had that a lot last season. But what this team and Carrick are very good at is, regardless of whether you like the performance, you will like the result. And that's not coincidence, I don't think. I bet your missus hates Margot Robbie, says Bubba. I don't know, we've watched a few films of Margot Robbie. She never... not in that way. I mean, like, I'm just trying to think. Wolf of Wall Street. I tell you what, it'd be nice for Rashford to come on if we are winning, because there'll be space on the break. Could be the perfect scenario for Rashford to come into. iPod Shuffle, welcome to the Members Club. Maybe the lads were out on the piss like Rashford was in Dublin. I am kidding. So excited for Stick to United, by the way. Congratulations, says Quantum. It's a bit of a nasty tackle, that, by Bruno, to be fair. He's given a corner. Did not look like a corner. So Dorgu has made it 2-1. Harry Maguire made it 1-0. And AC Milan have a corner, which we shouldn't be conceding from, because we've probably got one of the best aerial players in the world. And he's just headed it away. And his name is Harry Maguire. And that's another free kick. When do you think Rashford will come on? I would imagine... I mean, to be honest, I thought we might see Rashford at half-time. Do you think Man United... I would say Rashford, Mainu, Martinez, at least I'd say half an hour, 5 minutes, yeah. Do you think Man United will sign Kone? I still think he's the most likely signing, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Free kick to AC Milan here. It's a long way out. I don't even think he'll shoot, actually. It's a hell of a long way out. And it's straight into the wall. Oh, Ahmad slips. And Mazraoui heads it away. Is Carrick testing this 11 for next week, says Runak? I'd be very surprised if this is our starting 11 next week. I think if Martinez proves his fitness, he will play with Maguire. And I think... I think Mbeumo, of course. I think Mbeumo will definitely play. I mean, he's had a very good pre-season. We're not using Mbeumo today, of course, so far. Love the work with Rooney, Mark. Go get that win, United, says Christian. Thanks for your comments today. Thanks for tuning in. Final pre-season game for United, and then it all kicks off properly on Saturday, a week today, 12:30, Hull. And you'd hope that's a 3-pointer. Then it's Ipswich at Old Trafford. Again, you'd hope that's a 3-pointer. And then Everton away, which again, you know, we could have a 9-point start. Oh, Chukwueze's got loads of space here. Luke Shaw tucking in again. 2-2. 2-2. Why does Luke Shaw want to hold Aidan Heaven's hand? He tucks in like he's a fucking centre-back all the time. All the time. He leaves so much space, and that's the problem. I saw this. Look at where he is. He's marking Loftus-Cheek. That's poor defending. He shouldn't be marking Loftus-Cheek. It should be Heaven there, and he should be out on the left. Chukwueze is Luke Shaw's guy. He should not be marking Loftus-Cheek. Is it offside? I don't think so, because there's no VAR, so I think it's been given. And that's Cisse, the 19-year-old who's tapped it in on the back post. Doesn't look like he was offside to me, and there's no VAR anyway. You know, the linesman either gives it or he doesn't, and he didn't give it. Poor, both goals poor defensively for Man United. I mean, there's a case to say, where's Mazraoui as well? Following it in. I think this game's been a lot harder than it should have been. If we keep Amas this season, it's going to be him over Shaw, says James. I think we're going to sell him. We need Lewis Hall, says Alonso. Any plans to do the podcast from Rooney's place in Barbados? Says Vi. Has he got a place in Barbados? Well, let's do it. Rashi won't play, in my opinion, to avoid injury, potential sale, says Jacob. And his Carrick testing... no, Rashford will come on. 100%. Milan are about... we're about to make our subs as well, of which Rashford's coming on. So, there we go. Modric for them. Esteban coming off, who could have been sent off. Yeah, let's be fair. I mean, I think Luke Shaw, for me, was more prominent in the goal because he was just so out of position. But of course, Mazraoui on the backside, on the back post, it's his man who gets the tap in. So, yeah, I mean, look, fair assessments there. Shaw tucked in because Noose wasn't in the equation, says Philip. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, mate? You need to study football a little bit better. Shaping up for a Mainu Rashford, says San. My MUTV's just gone down now. So I'm just waiting for it to start working again. It's crystal clear that the biggest mistake the board did was giving Amorim the job and keeping Bruno at the same time. This season will be a struggle, says Marlowe. Mainu and Rashford are definitely on. Ricky calls Luke Shaw world class. Delo on as well. And Burmo and Lacey on. So strong substitutions for United. Hopefully we can just go and win this game now. Cunha off. Ahmad off. He's the only players I've seen come off so far. I presume Mazraoui's off. I will update you as soon as I know. Luke Shaw is still on. Santos is off. So it's Mainu and Tillemans, which is what I think he's going to look to do. Very brave to do that, you know. Martinez is on for Heaven. Delo is on for Mazraoui. Mainu is on for Santos. And Burmo is on for Cunha. Rashford is on for Dorgu. And Lacey is on for Ahmad. And I'd say every one of these subs has got a chance of, Delo's got a chance of starting. Mainu's got a chance of starting. Rashford's got a chance of starting. And Burmo's got a chance of starting. Maybe even Lacey. I'd rather see Mazraoui at left back, says Nicky No Chairs, where he dominates for Morocco, and Delo at right back than watches nail biting with Shaw week in, week out, says Nicky No Chairs. Shaw tucks in because he's not quick enough to go out to the winger, says JJ. I've had enough. This game is a charity match quality. The squad quality is pitiful. Half these players should have been moved on years ago, says Alex. Thank you very much. Well, look, remember what I said? I said I think that I think he's going to play Tielemans and Mainu as a midfield too. Now, a lot of people feel that there is no speed and no defensive ability with a Tielemans Mainu pivot, but I've just got a funny feeling he's going to go with a Mainu Tielemans pivot. So, are we getting a glimpse of that? Mr. Kiko says no chance. Sorry, not Mr. Kiko. Sana says no chance. Santos is a must. Well, we're trying to... I tell you what, we are trying to press high up the pitch now. And AC Milan, as soon as we press high up the pitch, start passing like a bunch of prats. Bruno, De Silva's, De Bruyne, Hazard, 1 to 5, says Kin. Hold on a minute. Milan on the attack. Into Loftus-Cheek. I mean, we have actually made Loftus-Cheek look like quite good today, and I don't particularly think he is that good. We were linked to Loftus-Cheek at one point, weren't we? Probably be linked to him again tonight. What about Xerxes on for Bruno? Bruno's looked a little bit rusty, but it is pre-season. 35% possession is pitiful, says Niz. Load of space in again. And offside that time. Sorry. Stretch the back out. Rashford's wearing the number 9 shirt because apparently pre-season numbers are preliminary, but I think it is a hint that he probably will be getting the number 9. Look, ultimately, I think people get their knickers in a twist about this, and I couldn't give a toss, as I've said, because realistically, Marcus Rashford is our biggest earner and therefore technically our superstar. So if he wants to wear the number 9, he's got a pretty big case to say, I want to wear the number 9. And Rashford nearly was in there, but a foul given. A third midfielder beyond essential, and if they don't get a left-back, that could be the difference in getting Champions League, even Europe next season. Crucial we get both, as Shaw is holding us back, says Daniel. Squad depth will be a big issue. Well, a Rashford winner or a Mainu winner would be, although it's pre-season, a little bit of a well-written story, considering the history with Mainu. Sorry, with Amorim. But here is Rashford with a bit of space. Nice little ball into Mbermo. Modric still playing football in 2026. Then again, he's in the right league, isn't he? He would not be playing centre midfield in the Premier League, but maybe Sarri can still do it. Shaw shows he's not good enough. Out of position in both goals. We need a new left back for Shaw, says Beyond. On both goals, he's playing like a centre back, actually, isn't he, Luke Shaw? I forgot on the first goal, but yeah, he tucks in a lot. That must be a tactical thing, but I don't really get what the value is, because it's really difficult if you're a fullback and the ball goes out wide and you're 30 metres away from the winger. They've got a lot of space to get their momentum up. You want to be tight. I mean, imagine the ball going out to Mo Salah and you're a left back and you're 20 metres away. He has got a lot of space to run into to get his momentum going. Would you take Pogba as a free? Absolutely not, Luke. No. Almost as bad as would I give £60 million for Nicholas Jackson. Who loans out a 28-year-old superstar, says Elms. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but look, technically, Rashford is our biggest earner. So technically, is he not considered one of the superstars of our team? I think you have to say that. Midfield looks a bit leggy already, doesn't it? Fucking hell. There's not a lot of pace there. Rashford winner and like a new signing loading, says Anthony. Pre-seasons, but are you worried we've conceded in most games, says Ryan. Yeah, I mean, I think we have conceded a lot of goals in pre-season. You're right. Lovely play again by Milan. And again, Luke Shaw just nowhere to be seen. And a goal. Shaw again. I mean, that needs calling out now. That's 3 fucking times he's not marking his man on the far side. 3 times he's got pulled out. I mean, come on. I don't want to be doing this in pre-season, but 3 times Luke Shaw's miles away from his man. You can't give wingers that. I mean, he literally picks his cross. Absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe how often he is miles away from his winger. You can look again. He's doing it again. He's marking Loftus-Cheek. He shouldn't be marking Loftus-Cheek. He shouldn't be anywhere near Loftus-Cheek. You can't give a guy that much space. 3 times. And I don't know who's marking Ramos here. Delo stuck underneath it. Again, fullbacks. Absolutely shocking. We said this in May. The midfield needs rebuilding. But low-key, our fullbacks are a massive problem. And they are. Every goal we've conceded today has been from the wide positions. Right and left are at fault on every bloody goal we've conceded. Really concerning. Our fullbacks really concern me. The only and look, and let's leave Luke Shaw alone. The only reason we don't talk about right back is because we've got Mazraoui and Delo. The question is, are they actually good enough? Just because we've got 2 doesn't mean we're good. I personally think our fullbacks are a massive problem. Massive problem. Would rather have Modric play left back than Shaw, says Luke. Look, once is a mistake. Twice is negligence. 3rd times is criminal. Like, he keeps going with Loftus-Cheek. And there's another guy on the wing. You've got to palm him off. You've got to say to a midfielder or a centre-back, you need to mock Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek's not a fucking winger. He's a number 10. You've got to palm him off and go there. And if Carrick's telling him to do it, well, Carrick's getting that wrong. It's... Look, Luke Shaw ain't good enough in 2026. I don't care what Ricky says, he ain't good enough in 2026. He's not good enough to be our left back. I think, funnily enough, I thought Luke Shaw was doing well as a left-sided centre-back in a back 3 under Amorim. But as a left-back, I don't think he's got it. And that worries me. I'm not worried about losing the game. I'm not worried about winning the game. It's pre-season. I'm not bothered about that. But what I am worried about is how we're conceding goals. And I think every single goal we've conceded today has come from wide areas, whether it's right or left, and highly preventable. How have United just joined in, says Arian. We've been absolutely, well, I think the stats, 66% possession for Milan, and it's been like that all game. They've had more shots than us. Our passing accuracy is shit. They're in again here. Loftus-Cheek. Fucking hell, he's going to square this for a tap-in. No, 4-2. Bloody hell. We're getting roasted. Fucking hell. Call me a turkey, base me and chuck me in the fucking oven. We're getting roasted here. Absolutely roasted. This is why all those Pratt fans who were going, ooh, Amorim. Oh, I can't wait to roast Amorim. This is why you never should have done it, you idiots. It's a pre-season game. You made it about Amorim. What about that bloody idiot who was saying, oh, I've spoke to someone in the club and they can't wait to beat Amorim? Fuck off. It's pre-season. Why are people obsessed with bloody Amorim? And now look what's happening. Got to just focus on, like, getting the basics right. And again, that goal comes down. I mean, who's marking Loftus-Cheek this time? Has Luke Shaw given up? No pace at the back as well. Martinez ain't quick enough. Maguire's not quick enough. Luke Shaw's not quick enough. We ain't got no pace at the back. I've seen more pace in a coffin. Oh dear. Well, there's still time to get back in it, but we've been at, I mean, look, considering our second goal was bloody lucky as well. That was it was a gift, our second goal. Good shot there. Good save by the keeper. But look, seriously, losing or winning or drawing is not going to make any difference to what happens in the Premier League next season. But look, you can overreact. You can not give a shit. You can analyse. You can say it's only pre-season. Obviously, there's a lot of people, with their opinions in the chat. But you know what's most important of all? You know what's most important of all? I thought we were going to score from a corner. What's most important of all is this transfer window has been pathetic. And this is what happens when you have a pathetic transfer window. We need a left back and we need another midfielder. Since Santos has gone off, the midfield's been overrun and Luke Shaw's been shit all game. So I don't care whether we're winning 3-0 or we're losing 6-2. The bottom line is, we know we need a midfielder, we know we need a left back, and lo and behold, the problems in the team are, and you could also say we need a backup striker. Like, we've been pretty blunt up front as well. So it's almost like the so-called negativity about moaning about the transfer window was actually people with the foresight to go, these are weaknesses in the team that need to be filled, and we haven't done it. So we've conceded 4 goals today, all of which have come from the fullback position, primarily left back. The midfield has struggled, and we've got no options to change it. And up front, we've been poor as well. So I think that ultimately, do I care about losing to Milan? No. But I do care about the squad depth, and I do care about the fact that this team, this is exactly the concerns I had and some of you had. And to all the people out there rimming the Glazers saying, oh, you're just so negative and, toxic. I've never been so positive about what's going to happen. Well, what are you saying to us now? Because all I keep hearing is, stop moaning about transfers. There's plenty of time left. There's 2 weeks left. Silence. Stop being so negative. I think we're going to have a great season. Silence. There is stuff to be concerned about. There is stuff to call out. I mean, you've got 2.5 weeks to call it out. Carrick needs backing. Carrick needs better players. I think Mainu and Tielemans is a risk as a midfield too. And we might have to do it a lot because we've only got Santos. There needs to be another intense defensive midfielder as an option, because Tielemans and Mainu may not have the legs to do it. Good players, but as a 2, it's problematic. Defensively, Martinez has never been quick. Luke Shaw's no longer quick. Maguire's never been quick. So we're slow at the back, in a back 4. Look, we're a great team when things are going well. And Carrick won a lot of games. But I think this is a little bit of a glimpse of what can happen when things don't go well. We can be a bad team when we're not playing well as well. So, yeah, when things are going well, we could finish second. But if things go bad, we could be outside the top 5. Let's put it that way. And this is a warning. It's nothing more than a warning. You don't need to worry about it in the sense of we're not going to lose any points, but it is a warning. It's a red warning. Tell you what, it's going to be a very good stick to United on Tuesday, Wayne. He is right though. Even if you're not going to spend 80, 90 million pounds on a player, where's the squad players? You know, you still need to bring them in. We're not. I mean, look, a few people are saying Rashford's been quiet. He's done well there. Back into Shaw. Rashford did well there, to be fair. But look, what I was going to say about Rashford is it's the same as Ahmad. It's the same as Dorgu. It's hard to, same as Lacey. It's hard to have a good game when you can't get the ball and you've only got 35% possession. Get the Fletcher twins on. This is an extremely poor Milan team and we're getting picked apart, says Magic. But look, I'll say what I said at the start of the game. When I saw that AC Milan side, I was like, this is not a very good AC Milan side. And I did expect us, with the quality that we've got, to win quite convincingly. Milan deserved the result. And one of our goals was a joke. Like, one of the Dorgu goal was a gift. These people in the chat saying Amorim ball have no idea. He'll get sacked within a year. His way of playing is boring. It's pre-season and Milan are in the Europa League. But back Carrick, everyone. Yeah. Back Carrick, board, please. There's no point lamenting about Amorim. He's gone. We need a proper 6. Think of it like magnets. Opposites attract. Same case for our double pivot. We've got players who have similar profiles in the midfield, says Recon Guy. The team is a Frankenstein's monster. Stitched. Hold on. Go on. Delo. Good block. The team is a Frankenstein monster stitched together of parts from 5 different managers and completely different systems. It will never work, says Marlowe. Yeah, yeah, you're actually spot on there. And we've said that before. It's like we never do the clear out. So you can imagine a farmer's yard and you walk into the farmer's yard and there's Moyes' pile of shit. Van Gaal comes along. Are we not going to get rid of that shit? No. And then Van Gaal goes, and then there's Van Gaal's shit. And then Mourinho comes in, and you end up with Carrick looking at the big pile of shit that's still got a bit of Mourinho shit in it. Still got Ten Hag shit. Still got Rangnick. You know, we just don't do the clear out. And then we say to the new manager, we haven't actually got a lot of money, so can you perform a miracle? I mean, I was even thinking this the other day. Michael Carrick didn't buy Sesko. Sesko's not a Carrick signing. Carrick didn't buy Cunha or Mbeumo. They're not his signings. I think because he came in halfway through the season and did well, they're still not his signings. Carrick's had 2 players, Santos and Tielemans. Does he not have the right to say, look, I don't want him to say it about Sesko or Cunha or Mbeumo, but does he not have the right to say, I want a whole team with absolutely no control in this game, says Anil. Thank you for joining the Members Club, Platty. This is an experience. I've done that from Magic Mike. Good. Shows up Shaw in the midfield while time to fix. Yeah, I agree. I am taking some notes for the match reaction. I really don't know how many players AC Milan got, but only thing I know is they listened whatever their manager wanted, whoever he wanted, and also in 1.5 years, Amorim in our club, they only listened to 50% of what he wanted, says Arshan. We're winning the Getting Value League, Mark, says Anthony. Rashford trying to do it all on his own here, but Milan have got the numbers back. Only 10 minutes to go. Just want to point out, look at the team Amorim is dominating us with. Fans cannot say a thing about this other than we need a lot more, says Ham. Oh, I thought he was in there, Rashford. I don't know why he didn't hit it. One and only, says Amorim, showing it was always the players. We could still get back into this game, you know. Ball possession pathetic, says Ankit. I said it 2 weeks ago, says User66. This team in the midfield will simply not have the legs to put up with the demands of the Premier League. That's my worry. That is my worry. As I said, I didn't watch a lot of Villa games, but Villa fans love Tielemans, but are insistent he's not got the legs, so you've got to put someone with him who has got the legs. Well, I do watch a lot of Mainu. He hasn't got the legs, so you've got to put someone with him who's got the legs. So I don't see Mainu and Tielemans working well as a midfield pair long term. I think someone's got to have the legs in there. Sadiq says, my nan has more pace than that twat, sure. 10 years for nothing. Get him out of my club, says Sadiq. This is the Ten Hag back four, just Varane missing, says Dial. All the concerns from last season are still relevant, says Marlowe. Oh, it's an overhit free kick there by Bruno. I don't think Rashford can keep it in. Some fans still think we don't need a left back or a midfielder, says Marv. Island Boy Trucker says, I'm not in the live chat in a while, but congratulations on what you do. Keep doing it and let the haters hate. I'm from Barbados and you should definitely visit. Last 2 games show why we need a new left back, says Island Boy Trucker. Write the fucking cheque. I'd love us to go and write a £70 million cheque for Lewis Hall. Because it would shut up everybody talking about we don't spend big money anymore, and it would get us a player that we need. If you took a cross as a fullback, your wide man has to come back. Welcome back, Marcus. I can see Champions League already, says Up the Reds. Yeah. Change the title. Yeah. BJM's off to the pub. I wasn't going to have a drink tonight, actually, but I think I probably will. Thanks for all the super chats. Welcome to all the new members. Don't forget to watch when Goldbridge met Rooney on our members section. You can see that. It's 4-2. Yeah. Thank you, everybody who's watching as well. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Look, it's only pre-season, but I think there are things in this game that worry me. It would be... look, the positives are they're not new problems. They're problems that everybody knows about. So the positives for me are that left-back's a huge problem, and we need another midfielder that when you take Santos off can go and win the ball. Mainu and Tielemans can't do that. So the problem we know is left-back and centre midfield. So we should be able to solve that problem. I suppose that's the positive. The negative is, will they go and do it? But look, it's not going to be a breeze. This season is not going to be a breeze at all. It will be challenging. It will be interesting. And I'm sure there will be ups, and there'll possibly be some down. We should be sponsored by Ronan Keating. Life's a bloody roller coaster at Man United, and it is. It will be a roller coaster. What worries me more than anything, though, is that if we play teams like this, it takes a lot out of us. So imagine if we were playing a game like this in Italy on a Wednesday night, and then Saturday you've got to go to Brentford. It worries me how much effort you put into a game like this, and then you've got a Premier League game, and you've got to go and put a load of effort into that as well. Twice a week. I don't know that this team's going to be able to deal with that. And then Martinez is out for 2 months. Maguire's got a calf strain. Luke Shaw starts getting injured again, and you're like, fucking hell. Squad depth worries me a lot. Yeah. And look, to be fair, I ain't got a problem with Rashford. I ain't got a problem with Mainu. I ain't got a problem with Martinez. It's literally their first minutes of pre-season. That's not the problem. The problem today is... I just... Look, the midfield definitely needs looking at. But I also think that the fullbacks are a huge, huge problem. And I specifically remember having this conversation in May about how, yeah, the midfield needs solving. Of course it does. But just because you've got fullbacks doesn't mean that you don't need to solve your fullbacks' problems. We need to solve our fullbacks. Just because you've got a car on your drive doesn't mean you don't need a better car. Yeah, it might be an absolute banger, you know? And look, left back, we do need a left back, but I think we need a right back as well. I don't think our right backs are actually of the level that you need. But be careful, everybody. Be very, very careful, because you will get called. You get called negative. You will be called negative. And look, this is an AC Milan side that is not very good. They're not very good. Like, they're in all sorts of trouble. And yet, they've had over 62% possession. Their pass accuracy has been over 90%, where we've been struggling to get to 83%. They've had more shots than us. So it's not a smash and grab. They've absolutely deserved to beat us. And this is why sometimes in life you get proved right. For the last few days, we've had certain United fans, certain journalists talking about, oh, I can't wait to do Amorim over. Amorim revenge and all this, that and the other. And I'm like, what is Amorim got to do with our pathetic transfer window? What is Ruben Amorim got sacked and Carrick got the Champions League? Is that not defeating Amorim? Why are we still talking about Amorim? And he wasn't the enemy anyway. The enemy's still within. The enemy is the bloody Glazers. And we've had people for 2 days I can't wait to beat Amorim. Shove it up your arse, Amorim. And I'm like, hey, he's a manager. Is it Mourinho's fault that Man United are shit? Is it Ten Hag's fault Man United are shit? Is it Amorim's fault? Is it going to be Carrick's fault? It's actually never been the manager. The problem at Man United is the board. And the problem with Man United will continue to be the board. I don't know why people were getting obsessed about Amorim. I mean, that bloody idiot content creator going, I've heard from somebody in the club that they really want to stick it up Amorim on the weekend. I'm like, it's a pre-season game against AC Milan. We should be more focused on how we're playing, building momentum and rhythm for a big Premier League season. And all we've actually done is embarrass ourselves with a low possession game where we've created next to nothing and been played off the park tactically by a manager that we sacked and a bunch of players that none of which would struggle to get into our team. It's been a very, very disappointing performance from Manchester United. And it's pre-season and it doesn't matter. I accept that. But what does matter is that we've played very badly. And there's not really any positives to take from this game. Our man of the match is probably our goalkeeper. But I can't think of a player that's had a good game. Outfield-wise, I thought Ahmad started off well. Maguire scored a header. But outfield, I think it's been a shocking performance, really. Bruno into Shaw. No, doesn't make it. Well, I don't think we're going to get. I don't think we're even going to get a draw here. We look very tired, says David. Yeah, this is something I want to talk about as well. 2 games a week, I think, is going to be problematic for us. Recon guy says if they're excited to play Amorim, imagine when we play Real Madrid. Marlo says it's disaster day for the positivity brigade. There's actually a couple of accounts on X I want to go and have a look at what they're saying. I'll save that for later when I've got my beer. How they're going to turn this one around, I don't know. The left-hand side's going to get exploited. Well, the scary thing is, I don't think Luke Shaw should start. But you can't drop him because we don't even have a left-back. Lex says they're probably making Amorim the enemy so we don't look at them. I feel this is going to be another 23-24 season, says Freddie. Look, if you have a crap transfer window, you sometimes have a crap season. Mourinho had a shit transfer window and he was gone by Christmas. Moyes had a crap transfer window and he was gone by March. It can have a direct... Look, my big takeaway is the problems are the same problems we've been talking about all summer. It's not Michael Carrick. It's the pathetic transfer window. That's the problem. You got the title the wrong way round. Yes. Thanks everybody who's tuned in, by the way. Please do click and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Don't forget, if you want a little bit of light relief, you can watch when... Oh, my God, nearly scored again, Milan. You can watch when Rooney met Goldbridge or when Goldbridge met Rooney on our members section. Check that out. I am going to go and record a match reaction. I'm not going to do it live. God. It'd be like throwing my chair over because we're losing a pre-season game. We'll leave the live match reactions for the games that actually matter, but I will do a match reaction because I think there's a few things I just want to discuss. But legends for tuning in. You know what? I think reality bites, doesn't it? You know, there's not many positives. There's not many positives from this game. And that's disappointing. Midfield's got no legs. Bruno's committed a lot of... I mean, Bruno's had a bad game. Do you think Amorim would have pushed forward harder for players than Carrick? Yes. That's why he got sacked. He didn't get sacked for performance. He got sacked because he wanted players in January. What if Amorim took Milan job to get his revenge? Surely he'd need to do that in the Premier League. B. Mount as the legs, says Rub. It does matter pre-season or not. This is bad, says Hello Earthling. Our left side is Shaw and Rashford. Well, they're down the left-hand side again here. And again. Rashford not tracking back. Good defending. Oh, my God. They're queuing up here. Oh, Le Mans, man of the match. Le Mans, man of the match. Could have been 8. It could have been 6. It really could. Shockingly shit. Really shit from Man United. And, yeah, I suppose it depends how valuable you think pre-season is. I don't think results are valuable. But, to be fair, we didn't change this. I suppose it's not a typical pre-season game because we didn't change the team at half-time entirely, did we? It's funny how the MUTV cameras haven't really shown Amorim that much. I'm sure if we were winning 4-0, they'd have never took them off him. But Xerxes didn't get on. Surely that's a sign he needs to go. Isaac says, Amorim haters are not United fans. They're Player FC. Didn't agree with a lot of Amorim's decisions, but at least he attempted to change the standards. What if Amorim took Milan? I've done that one, thank you. Yeah, well, I'm going to go and record a quick match reaction now, and I'll upload that. But I think that, all in all, Le Mans was man of the match. There was no real positives outside of the goalkeeper, whether that was tactically, style of play, individual players. It was poor. It was poor. But the overarching thing for me is this is what happens, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. And you can have all the positivity brigade telling you you're negative, but I'm not negative. I'm realistic. The standards of this football club are not where they need to be, and that's why things like this happen. We are in desperate need of a starting left back. You know, the talk of a backup left back for that. It's a starting left back. And the talk of another midfielder, if Santos has a bad game or gets taken off, that's what happens. These two issues are, you know, a bloody stupid dog would know that we need a starting left back and a midfielder. So, thank you, everybody. I'll go and record the match reaction. You can get ready for that. And if you want to, and you remember, while you're waiting for the match reaction, you could go and watch Goldbridge meets Rooney again on the members section. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Take care.